Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. Today I think we're going to start on the outside covers, the front and the back. I don't know about the spine, but we're going to start on, normally I would start in on the pages, but I think I want to do the front and back covers because I think they're going to be cool. So we're going to start on that. This is the, basically, this is the July's album of the month. And we're using the Basically Amazing foundations, and we're using the mini check background design. And the paper collection that we are using is the homemade paper collection by Mintay papers. Super pretty. I have a whole playlist for this album from beginning to end, and I will link it up here in the cards and down below. But I also wanted to make sure that you guys knew that the first couple videos will be like the introduction video to the Basically Amazing set of templates. And there might be another video in there with the add-on photo mats. I'm not really sure what all I'll put in there. But where we start on this exact album will be the one where I did the prep video and the covers and binding part of this album. So that was actually this last video that I literally just got done recording. Matter of fact. But anyway, so you can maybe skip the first couple and just go to the prep video for this album. So this is the July's album of the month. And it is currently July 6th, I think. It might be 7th. Today's the 7th, July 7th. And yeah, let me just show you what we're going to use really quick. So out of the templates, I printed off. Oh, also, I wanted to tell you there'll be timestamps down below. So if you wanted to skip around, you can check that out. It's in the description box. It's in the Show More section under this video. There's also a Amazon playlist. Why do I always say that? There's also an Amazon list specifically for this project, so you can see all the things that I use in there, and then there'll be links for other stuff that obviously aren't in Amazon. So okay, so this, I printed page 4D, no, I just lied. I printed page 52D, which is the mat for page 4D, which is the cover of this size album. So this set of templates has 4 sizes of albums, A, B, C, D, A being the largest, D being the smallest. So we're working with the D. And I printed 2 mats off, page 52D, in the mini check onto 80-pound white cardstock. And then I also printed page 10D, which is actually the main base page for this size album. So I printed 10D in the mini check. I just printed one of those onto 80-pound cardstock. Now these are printable templates that you purchase in my Etsy shop. Everything's available. I have it all linked down below, everything I'm using in this album. But this is my workbook, and you have to make this yourself. This does not come with purchase. So if you want to see how I make different workbooks, I have a whole playlist on how I make my different workbooks, and I will link that up here in the cards and down below. And you can decide which way you want to make your own workbooks. They're not hard. You could be as simple as a folder. You know, the kind that have the little metal prongs in them in the middle where you can put papers in there? You could use that type of system. You don't have to make one where you're using a binding machine and all of that stuff. You don't have to go all out like that, like I do. But I use the heck out of mine, so I want it to be super sturdy. So, okay, so let's start with, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim both of these pages, 52Ds, out all the way around. And this is a, my printer is saying hello. And this is a Fiskars or Fiskars Precision Heavy Duty Paper Trimmer. And I wanted to kind of point out to you guys, because I get asked this all the time about this this paper trimmer. Don't line it up with the plastic edge. Line it up to this metal edge. There's a teeny sliver, 1/16 of a sliver, if that, difference between this metal edge and this plastic edge. So I'm going to trim these out all the way around. Okay, I've got those 2 trimmed out. And then for the page 10D, we're going to separate this part over here And then we are going to, let's cut one of these long tabs off of this part. And both short tabs off of this part. Okay, I'm going to set these pieces aside. You never know, sometimes you need some white cardstock, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to get my scoreboard out, and I'm going to score this tab here. And I'm also going to score these 3 tabs here. Okay, so I've got those scored. Now I want to prep those score marks. I still don't know if that's the right terminology. We are training the score to go the way we want it to. We are making it nice and crisp. We are burnishing those score marks. You know what, you can call it whatever you want. How about that? I feel like you guys are crooked again. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm wondering if my tripod's getting moved and I don't know. I feel like you're crooked all the time now when you shouldn't be. Okay. All right. So we are going to make this a pocket. So it's going to go, we're going to put one of these pieces. This is the mat for the covers. We're going to put one of them aside for right now. This one is going to make a pocket on the front cover, and I was just making sure I didn't score too bad. Sometimes I really score badly. So we are going to put some tape on here, and I think I'm going to use, is it quarter? Should I use my 3/8 inch? It doesn't really matter, probably. All right, I'm going to add some, oop, this one's too big. Well, let's do it over here. Let's do the other ones. Sometimes my printer just sucks the paper in really wonky. So have you guys checked these right angle tools out yet? I've got them linked down below, and there's several new colors depending on when you watch this video, of course. And if you mention my name, she'll send you a sweet little, oops, I was getting ready to grab my scissors. She'll send you a sweet little charm. And then this one over here, before I put everything up, on the side that does not have this, I'm going to put tape on this fin. So it's just, right now it's just white. So I'm going to put tape on this fin. So this is 3/8 inch score tape. And then you want to burnish. Okay, let me get my garbage bill out. I've been storing my corner chomper, my photo corner chomper in there. Don't know why, but I have. Okay, so for the pocket, I'm going to cut clear across where they intersect there. And I'm going to cut a little bit that way and a little bit this away, like that. So I didn't want them to overlap because I'm going to attach it down to this, but we're not going to attach all 3 sides down just yet. And oh poop. That sounded terrible. I just told you guys a fib. I need the tape to be on this side. Sheesh. I completely forgot what I was doing. I need the tape to be on the side with the mini check. So, did I just bump the, I might be moving the tripod myself. It's not gonna matter. We can use the tape on the other side when we go to tape down to the cover. It's not a big deal. Okay. I don't know why I keep putting that up. All right, so now I'm going to trim those off like that. So I'm going to take and attach this long tab. I'm going to attach it down to this. And I didn't even think to see if it matched the pattern at all. And it doesn't. I wonder if it matters which way. Not really. It doesn't match. This one doesn't look so bad on this side. So we're just going to go with this side. Okay. So I'm just going to take it and lay it down here. Along that edge, just like that, right? So this is going to be a pocket, but we're not going to attach this down just yet. Okay, and then this piece, we're going to attach it like this, but we're not going to do that just yet either. So out of the paper collection, there's one in here that I thought would be fun to use in a fun way. So we're going to use this one page, this one here. We're going to use this one page on the front and the back cover. And it's got the pink and white polka dots on the back. Not that that really matters. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this area here on the front cover, and I'm going to use this area here on the back cover. So I think I want to, I think I'm going to cut it. So, ouch. So I think I'm going to cut it like this. So basically I'm cutting it at 5.5. So I'm cutting actually the top part of this page. If this is the bottom, then I'm cutting the top part off like this. So I'm going to use this piece here for the front cover, and I'm going to set this one aside for the back cover. So what I want to do is, you see how this has like a scalloped edge? I'm going to cut that out. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. I'm going to just kind of go straight up from here. Then I'm going to follow the scalloped edge as best I can. I'm not really going to pay attention to the flowers that are right there. I'm not really sure exactly how this is going to work out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the mat for page 10D, which is on page 57D, and I kind of want to I wish I had a clear mat template so I could see a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna lay this on here. Oops. I'm gonna make sure that these scalloped edges are right on that edge there. You'll see here in just a second. And then I'm gonna trace, and I'll double check before I cut it out. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll look good. I kind of cut this part off so it doesn't look so, yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut where my pencil lines are. Just like that. I'm going to put these in my crafty tray. My scraps. So then the next thing I want to do is, you see how this looks like this, where you see the white still? So I'm going to hold this on here gently as best as I can, and I'm going to try to, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually trace this lightly. And then, as best as I can, I'm going to come about an 1/8 of an inch away from that pencil mark. And it's not going to be perfect, so don't try to make it 100% perfect. You'll be disappointed. Don't set yourself up. Okay. And so then this should have the perfect, and it does. So, I mean, it's not 100%. Again, it's a little jagged, but I'm okay with that. So I am going to gently erase my lines, not 100%, and then I'm going to ink this piece, both of these pieces up, actually. Well, this does bother me just a little bit, just a little point. Okay, so I'm going to ink both of these pieces up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I inked up my traced out mat. I inked up the back side of this, and then I inked up this part where we cut it off, where we trimmed out that edge. So it's going to look like this. It's going to look so good, so good. Oops, I didn't get all of it in those little. Okay, and then I inked up this edge right here, so it's gonna look like this, basically. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to attach this to the back side of this, and then we're gonna need to put a magnet, and a magnet saver probably. Okay. Actually, let me make sure these are the same size. Sometimes when I trim stuff, sometimes it just isn't quite right. Okay. Ready? So then that's going to go there. Like that. And then this will go here, but I need to put some magnets here. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to mark on this side. I need to be careful where this is. So I opened up this part. I'm going to mark where that is. Then I'm going to mark gently where this ends so that I put the magnets somewhere in between there, but I'm going to have them stuck to this part here. So I think I'll put the magnet savers somewhere between here. Well, maybe we'll do 2 because it is a cover. Or should we just do 1? Because the cover itself probably isn't going to be that heavy. I'm not really sure. Well, let's do 2. It might be a little bit overdone, but that way it will stay stuck. I'll have a whole list down below of the different resources that I have for magnets and magnet savers. So if you want to check that out, it's in the description box. And so I think what I'll do is we'll use some magnet savers on this pocket here. So I'm just gonna like lay them here. I think kind of like that. I think I'll put some tape on the back side of them. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So I'm going to remove the tape backing. Oops. Kind of put them back to where I want them. Then I'm going to close the pocket. Burnish. Then I'm going to take a regular tape. This is like Scotch. And I'm going to tape over those just so any inserts do not get stuck on there. And then I think I can tape it closed because we're going to put the magnets on the side. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to do that really quick. We're going to close this pocket. Actually, let me erase these quick little lines that I put here. I knew I would have plenty of space, but you never know. Sometimes the minute I assume something, you know, is the minute I mess something up, you know? Alright, let's close that up. Oh, I got a little off. Okay, so then I'm going to close this and we're going to put a magnet, let's see, magnet here, and magnet there. This time I'm going to use this tape though to go over top of it. So it doesn't move. And then we can put the pretty little mat that we made. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. So for the mat, I'm just going to use a liquid glue, and I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. This is Fabri-Tac by Beacon. And first thing though, let's take the tape backing off of here. I need to, the last ball I had, the opening wasn't big enough. Now this one, I feel like the opening is too small. It's okay. But I'm using the Fabri-Tac, so I got a little bit of wiggle room since I need to match this up. Wow, I did good the first time. That look cute. All right, so on the cover, do we have an up and a down? Yep. It's gonna look like that. Doesn't that look cute? Okay, let's add this on. Let's go ahead and put tape on the back of it and add it to my cover. Let's just put a piece down the middle. Let's take the tape backing off. And I'm going to add just a little bit of glue just because okay. Alright, so then I'm going to add this right onto the cover. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so we're going to make some inserts, but not right now, I don't think. I do want to maybe go ahead and do this back cover. Okay, so for the back cover, I think this is the other piece. This is the bottom part of that pattern paper that we cut into for the front cover. But I think I'm going to use this area here, and I think we're going to make a pocket, a side tuck pocket. So I'm just going to take the mat for the back cover, and I'm going to line it up here, and I'm going to trace it out and see what we get. I am going to trim this out, and I might go ahead and ink up the edges too. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm going to sketch a little bit of a line with my pencil for my cutting, because there's really not a good line to follow here. So let me get my cutting mat out. It'll make sense here in a minute once I start cutting. Okay, so I've done this before where we kind of fussy cut out with a craft knife. And somebody told me to use a glass mat, like a glass cutting board kind of thing. Well, I don't have that. I don't have a thick piece. I have a lot of stained glass, but it's too thin. It would most likely break under pressure. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on with my cutting mat. So I think the first thing I want to do is I'm going to cut along the inside here. I'm not putting too much pressure, just a little bit. And I'm going to stop right there where I've got my little pencil mark. And actually, do I want to do it that way or do I want to come down this way? I think it'll be easier to come this way. I'm going to try to follow my pencil line. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. It's going to look cool either way. Okay, yeah. All right, so now I'm going to go and cut around the edge of this stuff. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be our clear window. That's crazy, like, but I'm going to put it in my craft tray all the same. And then I want to, okay, so I'm going to take and start here on the outside of this. Oh, it got off. So now I've got this. So I'm going to put a piece of acetate in here. Okay, that's what I want to do. I should have done this first. But that's okay. All right, I'm going to grab a sheet of this acetate. This is in the Amazon list for this album. And if you have transparencies, you can use that as well. If you want to use vellum, you can use that as well. This is 0.005 clear film. It's 25 sheets. It's an acetate alternative. And I think I am going to draw, because there's this paper film. I'm going to draw on the inside of this circle, and then I'm going to draw, whoops, I didn't get it very straight on the top. Whoop. Try to draw that side here. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right, so what I want to do is I'm gonna line this back up real quick. I'm trying to mark it where it needs to go all the way to there. So what I could do then is cut it straight up to there. Okay, let me cut it. Let me get my paper trim out. I'm gonna cut this part off. And I'm gonna cut this part off. Then I'm going to cut it straight up to that mark, just like that. And over here I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut it straight up to that mark, and then I'm going to cut it right along the inside of that pencil line there. So it should now be able to fit directly on here. Oops, I'm going to have to shorten it somewhere. Yep, I'm going to have to shorten it up here. So I think I'm going to apply glue to here, and then we're going to attach it down. And I think I'm going to use, actually, I think I'll use my tape to go along the outer edge here. I'm just going to have to be careful. And we're just going to gently work it around. And maybe I'll go along the side. And then I'll burnish that tape into place just quickly. And then for the rest of it, I think I'll use our glitter glue. So I'm going to take this tape off, and this tape off. And the reason I'm just going to use our glitter glue is I don't think, since there's not going to be any pressure from things sliding in and out on this part, just on this edge here, I think it would be fine. And I'm not fully coating it, I'm just kind of dabbing it, dotting it here and there. I don't want it to be too much glue. And okay, so now I'm going to remove this paper backing on here. Got my fan going, so it's possible that the paper backing might show an appearance again here in just a second on top of things. Okay, so I'm going to line this up, and did I already? Oh, too late. It's just too late. Oh, actually, I didn't do a very bad job at all. Well, look at me go. I thought, oh no, you're going crooked, but no, I did just fine. Okay. Let's burnish that down. Uh-oh. Yeah, so then I am going to take and tape again along the outer edges here. Then I'm going to attach these two together. All right, so now we have that little side tuck. Okay, yeah, I like it. I didn't get them on there very good. That's okay. Alright, so now I'm going to attach this down with some more tape, and I'm going to attach it to the cover. Right, so, uh-oh, there we go. Okay, so there's our back cover. I need to have some, I don't know about this, I'm gonna have to do something so that it stays up somehow. Obviously once I make an insert for it. This is obviously not an insert, but let's see. Oh, here, I'll just use one of these just as a demonstration, right? So you could have something in there like that, there, and then here you can have something in here like that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with my spine yet, but that's kind of where we're at right now. So what do you guys think? I'm totally liking it. I think that we could come up with some fun inserts for both the front and the back, and I like it. I like the interactiveness of the clear pocket, and I like the interactiveness of this pocket flap. The scalloped front cover, I think that's so cute. All right, you guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Be sure to give me a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed these few little techniques that we just did. Be sure that you're subscribed to my channel and hit that bell notification so that you get notified when I upload a video. And don't forget, there is a playlist for this. Start, from the beginning to end so that you won't get lost if you want to follow that step by step. That's the easy way to keep up. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.